Today we're going to be practicing systems of equation by doing target practice. So we're going to look down here in these systems. Remember, we're going to graph both of the lines. If they intercept, wherever that is the UFO that we're going to put in this little space down here where it says UFO. So we're going to start with the first one here. I'm going to do my equations in purple and red. So consistently for this one, I'm just going to use purple and red. So first I need to know what the slope of this one is. And remember, slope is always attached to the x. So since there's no number there, well, there's an invisible 1. So my slope for this one is 1 over 1. So I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 1. And my y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis, and that's going to be 6. Okay, so I'm going to start at 6 up here. And I'm going to go up 1 and over 1. So up 1 and over 1. So since I can only go that far, what's going to happen is I'm going to do the left side of my graph. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to start back on my y-intercept. I'm going to go down 1 and to the left 1. Down 1 to the left 1. Down 1 to the left 1. Down 1 and to the left, and you're going to keep going. So this one hits 6, which works out, but we're not going to get too excited. We need to make sure that both of my lines hit it. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to draw my line. And remember, feel free to use any of your colored pencils, or if you prefer to just use your regular one, a regular pencil, that's fine too. Okay, so I graphed that one. Now my slope for this red line right here, this red equation, is negative x. Well, what does that mean? That means my slope is negative 1, so I'm going to go down 1, and underneath every number is an invisible 1. So I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 1. And my y-intercept is going to be at negative 4. So I need to start at negative 4 on my y-axis. And my slope, it states, is negative 1. So I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1, all the way to the edge of my graph. Now that I've completed the right side of my graph, I need to complete the left side over here so I can see where everything is, and so I don't just guess where everything's going to go. So again, I'm going to start at my negative 4 on my y-axis. I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 1. I'm going to do the opposite of what the slope says, because that'll be easier to find. So I'm just going to continue to go up 1 and over 1. Up 1 to the left 1. Oh no, look, they hit! We vaporized one of our UFOs! Whoop whoop! Super cool! Alright, so let's just verify. We're going to graph it. Graph your line. Kapow! Alright, so in that case, we saw that we hit UFO number 6. So in this box right here, you're going to put a 6. Okay, let's do the one right below it. So I'm going to use green this time and orange. Why not? You don't have to use two different colors. It's completely up to you. So I know that my slope for this one is a negative 1 because it's attached to the x as a negative. So negative 1 over 1 means I'm going to go down 1 to the right 1. And my y-intercept is at a positive 5. Okay, remember, anytime you can pause this video, try it out yourself and see if you did it. That might be the more accurate way to test yourself and test your knowledge and see how you're doing. So my slope for this one is negative 1, 1. I'm going to start at a positive 5. I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. Okay, so we hit 4. We're going to keep going till I hit the edge of my graph. I don't want to get too excited. And down 1 and over 1. Okay, now that I've created the left side of my graph, I need to create the right side, the right side of my graph. I need to create the left side of my graph. So I'm actually going to go up 1 and to the right 1. This one actually hits 2. So that's pretty good because now we need to definitely graph the second one and see where it's actually going to hit. So I'm going to graph my line right here. And remember, I'm using green and orange for these problems. So there's my first line. And it will get crazy, so make sure that you do each one at a time. Okay, so my slope for this one right here, I can see is -2. Remember, slope is always attached to the x, always. That needs to be beaten into your head until you can never forget it, because it's super important. So my slope is -2, meaning I'm going to go down 2 into the right one. And my y-intercept is a +4. So now I'm going to start at a +4 up here. And my slope, we said, was -2, 1. So from this point, I'm going to go down 1, 2, and to the right one. Down 2 to the right one. Down 2 to the right one. And I'm going to keep going until I hit the edge of my graph. So down 2, right 1. You're going to keep going all the way down. All right, now I have the right side of my graph. Time to do the left. I'm going to go up 2 from my y-intercept. I'm going to go 1, 2, and over 1. Oh, we vaporized one of them. What number did we hit? What UFO hit both of our lines? Or sorry, what line hit both of... Well, both of my lines hit the one UFO, which is number 2. So we're going to graph it. Remember, you need your own straight edge. And kapow. If it helps, if you're just using your lines, you can also label these. That might be a little bit easier, so you can make sure that you are keeping up with it. All right, so that one hit 2. Both of those lines we can clearly see intercepted at a 2. So again, we can clearly see that it hits at UFO 2. So looking next at the next one, what is going to be my slope? Let's use rainbow colored for this one. My slope for this one is actually going to be -1 over 5. So that means I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 5. And my y-intercept is a -5. Okay, so we're going to use light blue for the second one here. My slope is 2 over 5, because that's always attached to the x. So my slope is up 2 and to the right 5. My y-intercept is a -2. So I'm going to graph my first one here and my technicolored one, which I'm going to start at -5. Put a dot. And then I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 5. So from this point, I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a dot. It's okay if it intercepts the other ones, the other graphs. That is totally fine. So that's as far as I can go because look, I can't go down 1 and over 5 anymore. So starting back here, I'm going to go up 1 and to the left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to hit my UFO 7. And again, I can't go up and over again. So what I'm going to do is take my ruler out and I'm going to line it up perfectly. And then I'm going to draw my beautiful colorful line and draw my arrows at the end. So there's my first one. So far it hit 7. So I'm going to put a little mental note, number 7 it hit. So that way, especially if you're not using different colors, it can be hard sometimes. Now I'm going to start at -2 for my second one and go up 2 and over 5. So I'm going to start at -2, we said. Put a dot. Okay. I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a dot. Up 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, I can't go that far, which is okay. So starting back from my y-intercept, I'm going to go down 1, 2, and to the left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, they both intercept at UFO number 7. How exciting! It's so nice when everything works out perfectly. So I'm going to draw my little arrows. And we're going to do the next one. Remember, at any time you can pause this. So far we've killed 7, we've killed 6, or not killed, we've detonated or taken out all of those numbers. So the one we just did was number 7. Okay, so then looking at the next one here. For the next one, let's do like a magenta, and we're going to do yellow. So for my first equation up here, it is my slope. Remember, I want you to pause this video and tell me what the slope is. My slope is 1 over 1, so I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 1. And then my y-intercept is -1. As for my yellow, my slope is -1 and 1, so I'm going to go down 1 and over 1. And remember, underneath every number is an invisible 1, so that's why there's a 1 underneath, not just because it's a 1. So I'm going to start with my magenta one. I'm going to start at -1 and go up 1 and over 1. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 1. Up 1 to the right 1. Up 1 to the right 1. Ooh, we hit 4. Hopefully we get something super cool. Hopefully our other line does it. So up 1 and over 1. Oh no, this one hits 10 as well. So we'll have 2 options so far to see. And then do the opposite, go down 1 over 1 to figure out the left side of my graph, because I need to know what the heck is going on over there. I can't just guess. So I know it's going to get a little bit more complicated since we have more lines and everything like that. But line it up and go ahead and draw. I might need to move mine up a little bit. There we go. So go ahead and draw. My line's a little thick, and that's okay. So I know that it hits 10 and 4 so far. Alright, so now it's just going to come down to seeing what my yellow is. So I'm going to start at a +5. And I'm going to go down 1 and to the left 1. So now I'm going to zoom in on this little quadrant here. I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. So it looks similar to this green line, which is okay. Sometimes it happens. But remember, we also need to go to the left side of my graph and see what's going on. So I'm going to do the opposite of the slope, meaning I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 1. So now that I'm going to graph this, where does both of these hit? The magenta and the yellow line. I'm actually going to draw it slightly above it so that way you can see all of my different lines. What UFO is this one going to take out? It's going to take out number 4. So we already got number 4 taken care of. Sweet! We got 6, 7, 2, and now we have a 4. All right, I want you to do the last couple on your own since I did about half of them. The cool thing, I'm going to get you started real quick on this one. This one does not have a slope, okay? This one doesn't have a slope. It has actually it has an x-intercept. This one has an x-intercept instead of a y. So this is actually going to be a straight up and down line at 6. So let me show you real quick. So that means any of my y values, my x is always going to be 6. So this is actually going to be a straight line up and down, which is also undefined. So go ahead and get started and see what you get.